If you're buying a console mainly for GTA 6, this decision could save you hundreds of dollars. Because yes, the PS5 Pro is more powerful. Yes, it should look better. And yes, it's marketed as the ultimate PlayStation experience. But does that actually mean it's the better console for GTA 6? Not necessarily, and there's one huge reason why. But first, we need to look at what GTA 6 is actually asking from these consoles. GTA 6 isn't just another pretty open-world game. Look at what Rockstar is putting on screen. Huge crowds, heavy traffic, detailed interiors, wildlife, water physics, advanced lighting, reflections, police systems, NPC behavior, and an enormous open world that has to keep running while you're flying down the highway at full speed. That's insane. And this is important because all of that doesn't just hit the GPU, it hits the CPU too. And that changes this entire comparison. Now, on paper, the PS5 Pro absolutely destroys the standard PS5 in graphics power. Sony says it has a much stronger GPU, faster memory, improved ray tracing, and significantly faster rendering performance. And then there's PSSR. This is Sony's AI-based upscaling technology. Basically, the console can render a game at a lower internal resolution and reconstruct it into a sharper 4K-looking image. That means GTA 6 could potentially look much cleaner on PS5 Pro without completely destroying performance. And imagine this at night in Vice City. Neon lights reflecting off wet streets. Hundreds of lights. Cars everywhere. Palm trees moving in the wind. Reflections across the water. That's exactly the kind of situation where the PS5 Pro could look seriously impressive. But here comes the problem. The PS5 Pro got a huge GPU upgrade. The CPU? Not nearly as much. And that might be the most important detail in this entire video. Because if GTA 6 is heavily CPU limited, you can't just throw a better graphics chip at the problem and magically double the frame rate. That's not how it works. And this is exactly why people assuming PS5 equals 30 FPS, PS5 Pro equals 60 FPS may be setting themselves up for disappointment. Rockstar still hasn't officially confirmed the final performance modes. So right now, we do not know if GTA 6 will run at 30 FPS, 40 FPS, 60 FPS, or use different modes depending on the console. And this is where the PS5 Pro becomes a gamble. Now, don't misunderstand me. The Pro will almost certainly have advantages. Better image quality, potentially stronger ray tracing, possibly more stable performance, potentially a better balance between resolution and frame rate. And if Rockstar gives us a 40 frames per second mode on a 120 Hz display, that could actually be a very good middle ground. But if your entire reason for spending extra money is, I want GTA 6 at 60 FPS, then you need to be careful, because that is not guaranteed. And if both consoles end up targeting the same frame rate, suddenly the value argument gets very interesting. Because now we have to talk about price. The regular PS5 already gives you access to GTA 6. Same world, same story, same missions, same online experience, same game. The PS5 Pro costs significantly more, and it doesn't even include a disk drive by default. So if you're planning to buy GTA 6 physically, that can mean spending even more money. Yes, the Pro gives you 2 terabytes of storage. And yes, that's actually useful. Modern games are huge, and GTA 6 probably won't be tiny. But you still have to ask yourself one question. Are you paying hundreds more for a dramatically better GTA 6 experience? Or mostly for a sharper image? Because those are two very different things. Here's another thing people don't talk about enough. Your TV matters. A lot. If you're playing on a basic 1080p display from several years ago, I would not be rushing to buy a PS5 Pro just for GTA 6. You may barely notice some of its biggest advantages. But if you have a large 4K OLED, a 120 Hz panel, VRR, and you care about image quality, then the Pro starts making much more sense. That's where improved resolution, ray tracing, and better performance modes actually become visible. So the console isn't the only part of this decision. Your entire setup matters. Now here's where I think the choice becomes pretty simple. If you already own a normal PS5, I would not panic upgrade just because GTA 6 is coming. At least not yet. Wait until Rockstar shows the actual performance modes. Because if the difference is just something like PS5, 30 FPS with good graphics, PS5 Pro, 30 FPS with slightly better graphics and resolution, then a lot of people are going to realize they spent a huge amount of money for a relatively small upgrade. But if Rockstar reveals a significantly better performance mode on the Pro, then everything changes. If you don't own either console yet, though, this is where it gets interesting. The standard PS5 is still the obvious value option. If your main goal is simply, I want to play GTA 6, then you do not need to buy the most expensive PlayStation. But if your goal is, I want the best possible console version of GTA 6, then the PS5 Pro is the one you should be watching. Not because it's guaranteed to hit 60 FPS, but because it has more headroom for everything Rockstar may want to do. Better resolution, better ray tracing, more stable visuals, potentially better performance modes, and possibly the best-looking version available on console at launch. So what's the final answer? If you want the best value, buy the regular PS5. If you want the best possible graphics and money isn't a big concern, buy the PS5 Pro. But if you're thinking about paying hundreds more purely because you expect GTA 6 to run at 60 FPS, I would wait. Because right now, that's the biggest unanswered question. And the moment Rockstar finally reveals the performance modes, that's when we'll know which console is actually the better GTA 6 machine. So which one are you buying? PS5 or PS5 Pro? Let me know in the comments.